What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the all-new 2024 Kia EV9. This one is a GT line finished in ocean blue, all-wheel drive. MSRP is $78,000. Let's get right into Kia's new electric 3-row SUV. Powering the 2024 Kia EV9 is a 99.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack. That itself weighs in around 1,200 pounds. You do have some nice storage up in front where the traditional car's engine would be. This is a fully electric all-wheel drive SUV with 379 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 is about 5 seconds. Curb weight comes in at 5,800 pounds. This vehicle can also tow about 5,000 pounds. As far as standard charging goes, you're looking at about 84 hours and 20 minutes. However, 240 volt, you're looking at 8 hours and 45 minutes. If you look at 50 kilowatt, you're looking at 53 minutes. And then the top line quick charger, you can do nearly a full charge in just 24 minutes. Overall length is 197.4 inches with a wheelbase at 122. Width is 77.9, height is 70.1, and ground clearance is 7.8 inches. Approach angle even comes in around 20 degrees, and departure angle is 22.8 degrees. Moving on to the styling with Kia's all-new EV9. This is a super cool looking SUV. It for sure has a really modern appearance to it. My favorite thing are these massive LED headlights with the huge daytime running light, looking so cool. You have this multi-beam LED design, as you can see, that just looks so futuristic. Nice silver trim piece throughout this front portion. You also see some gloss black under it. All the smooth body color as well. And I like how you can see through the body color and see these LED lights. This is a really unique touch, and it just gives it a very unique design throughout that body color. You can also see down below we have all of your parking sensors, forward-facing camera, functional grille openings to provide cooling to this vehicle when needed, another opening, silver trim, and then some gloss black all throughout this front bumper. You're also going to notice the massive Kia logo on the front portion of the hood. Very smooth body lines surrounding it. I especially love this color. They also offer this in a matte version. So this is a really sporty looking color. Looks really nice. You can see a very sharp body line throughout this front fender that cuts towards the side, wrapping around the front wheel arch. You got a nice set of 4-spoke wheels finished in gloss black. Very cool aerodynamic look to them. You can also see the side parking sensor, gloss black fender flare with a nice shape to it as well. And then you can just see the cool points and curves throughout the body. Definitely a unique car. I like it overall. You're going to see the gloss black on the mirror cap with an integrated turn signal as well as a side view camera. You can also press the unlock button, or when you walk up to the car, the door handles and mirrors will fold outwards. So really nice design right there. Down below, you're going to see some gloss black and silver trim for the door sill, and then you can see all the gloss black for the A-pillar and everything around the windows to give it a very cool look. We have gloss black roof rails, 2 different panes up there for the panoramic sunroofs, and then a nice side profile. Has a very sporty look to it. Once again, I like these sharp angles, especially this third glass, very large, fading towards the integrated spoiler. Shark fin antenna, third brake light, and then I like these massive LED taillights that mimic the front a little bit. You can see just them light up. Very cool design. Big Kia logo back here as well. Rear view backup camera, some gloss black trim, your badging, and then some silver trim down below with the EV9 logo on the far left side. Overall, super unique vehicle for sure. Moving to the key fob, finish off in a cool texture. You got Kia on each side. All your buttons on the back side here for the trunk release, lock and unlock. And then on this side, we even have the smart park feature. To go ahead and use that feature, I'm just gonna tap the lock button, and then we're just gonna hold the power start. So this is gonna turn on the car, as you can see, with lights turning on. And then all I'm gonna do is just hold the forwards button, and the vehicle is gonna start to drive forward. If you're in a position to where you just can't quite open your doors, or maybe there's a huge puddle and you don't want to step in that, you can drive the car using the key fob. Hyundais and Kias have had this feature now for a while, and it is a cool touch. I've actually used it a couple times. So it is not just a gimmick, it is a really cool touch. And then we can just hold the button and turn all of that off. Now, walking up to the car, as you can see, Everything will unlock automatically. Everything pops outwards. We can take a look at this interior. This is a pretty premium interior. I especially like the seating surfaces and some of the cool features. There are some plastics which kind of hard to justify for $80,000, but you have your release handle, all the heated and ventilated seats, along with memory seating, massage seating as well. Kind of a soft touch, but however, this is plastic, and the glossy gray I'm not a big fan of for the money. You have a nice soft armrest though, and I really like this cool mesh material. It's like a fabric with some cool designs, window controls as well. There's ambient lighting all throughout the interior. And then on the driver's seat, you have some cool features. All sorts of different power controls. You even have a leg rest that will come outwards. We have this button as well, and this can turn into a full recliner, which, you know, if you're gonna be sitting on the charging station for half an hour or more, you know, at least you have a comfortable seat to wait and do that. Another cool feature, you have plus and minus on your throttle and brake pedal, which is a really cool touch for being electric. And then I do love these seats. Cool perforations throughout them, very nice contours. You got the GT-Line and a cool comfortable mesh material for that headrest. So you do get amazing seats. 4-spoke steering wheel, kind of in a square shape. You got controls down below, this gloss gray, and an illuminated Kia logo. And then now inside the EV9, on the right stalk where your drive select is, that is how you go ahead and fire up the car. You get the 2 massive LCD screens that will turn on. Right in the center, you can see a few things of information. If we toggle this icon, you can go left and right, and then up and down in one of the menus just to see system trip information, charge info, things like that. We have your range, battery percentage, your gear, as you would expect. On the left side, we have more controls, cruise control as well, Bluetooth and audio on the right, and then a better look at the stock for your drive select. You basically twist this forward for drive, pull it back for reverse, press this button in for park, and then of course shutting it off. I have accidentally a couple times turned the wiper on when trying to change gear, so it does take some getting used to. Stock on the left side, all of your headlights. Down below here, we have interior dimming, charge port, trunk release, as well as the rear traction control. And then you can have some cool materials throughout the dash. I will say, this hard plastic I'm not a fan of for the money. I think that should be coated in more of this cool synthetic leather material. My only gripe with the interior, the upper section, I think needs to be more premium for the money. However, you do have a lot of ambient lighting, more of this mesh, which I do like a lot. Some plastic right here that has a texture to it, touch sensitive shortcuts for the screen, and then a mini climate control screen over here. You can toggle your fan speed, zones, things like that. One thing, you cannot see it when you're driving, so it's kind of a weird design, especially since there are physical controls right here to do all of the same things. So I don't really understand the redundancy with this screen, and then you tap that icon for it to come up here. So not the biggest fan of the climate. You're basically only ever gonna use these controls, so not sure why that screen is there. But anyway, you do have a full screen right here, and then all of your typical Kia information that you would expect. So I do like the overall design. There are massaging seat functions. More of the controls can pop up right here. Your home icon, you can continue over and see pretty much everything. So you do have a lot of info on the screen. If I go into reverse, get a full backup camera, top-down view, 360 camera as well. So you definitely have no shortage of good cameras. Going into drive, you'll have the front view that will pop up as well. And then underneath all that, volume is this cool roller dial. You have your air vents, tons of USB plugs down below, and then a ton more storage space in the center. And you can see all the ambient lighting, this mesh material, smooth vinyl material as well. Sliding this forwards, you have 2 cup holders, and I really like, you can twist these back in place, and it's now a ton of storage. And I like how they're different sizes. You can fit a massive water bottle on the back one. We have auto hold, downhill assist, a few more controls and wireless phone charging, and then just a little bit of storage in there. You have controls and plugs, really nice soft fabric for the headliner with all of your sunroof shades, all those controls, camera system for the rear view, your normal one as well, and then garage door buttons. Moving on to the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, you have a very similar door panel in back, kind of this just plastic material, but there are manual sunshades, and then you're gonna see heated and ventilated seating. more of that gloss gray trim, mesh material, and then part of the Meridian audio system. Now these second row captain chairs are awesome. They have all sorts of power controls, and they even have the same leg rest that you saw up in front for that extra luxury. If you want to go on a long road trip for 270 miles, well, this is a great place to be. You can see the cool two-tone material, and I really like the armrests as well, all adjustable. Better look at the ambient lighting, super cool looking. More lighting up here with cup holders, and then if you pull this open, you can use this for storage, and then there's even more storage all inside. That'll even come outwards. I mean, that is just really cool the way everything is laid out. Storage on these seats as well, and then more of this mesh material. You can see through the headrests, and then a massive panel roof up on top with air vents and controls. So then now sitting in the second row with the EV9, this is a roomy SUV. I think they really did do a good job. With these seats, you can even recline them and then make the base go up higher. So I can really adjust how I want it. Let's get that leg rest going, which is a cool touch, and go even farther back. Pretty nice. Now if you're at my height, the leg rest doesn't do anything but chop your feet off, as you can tell. So the leg rest, I don't know, it might be better for younger kids who can't quite touch the ground, which is a great touch. This is a good family SUV. Now to move on to the rear, there's just a button you can press once. It'll fold that leg rest in and get the second row out of the way to give you a good entry point to walk into that third row. So as you can see, coming in here, you're gonna have two seats back here. I really like how it's all the same materials, just a really nice synthetic leather. It feels really, really good though. So really cool material. You do have some speakers, plugs, more cup holders and storage. There are dome lights and air vents up on the ceiling. And then now into the third row, you can recline them. There's a strap on the far side. We can pull this back just a little bit. And then if I reach over, press the button, that seat is gonna automatically come back to me. Now the EV9 ranges from around $50,000 to $80,000. So there's a pretty good price point with them. So you don't need to get all the crazy features. At 5'11", honestly, I'm sitting back here pretty good. The seat isn't too low, so it actually feels pretty comfortable sitting back here. The recline's at a pretty good design, and with the captain's chair, you can stretch out a little bit. Honestly, two people back here my size, I don't think would have an issue. This is a good third row. So once again, they've done a great job with sizing to where it's not a compromise. And being a fully electric car, if that's your sort of thing, I think for the space, you definitely do get a lot. Now we can go ahead, press that one as well, get these out of the way, move on to the storage. So way down below, you can press an electronic button and automatically pop open the power liftgate and reveal a lot of storage. With the third row up, you can get a better idea of the recline angle. You still have quite a lot of storage space behind the third row, making this a very useful vehicle. Down below here, we pop this open, and this is a secondary switch to actually open the tailgate. We have a 12 volt here, and then controls as well for the second row seating. To operate the third row, you can just pull this and let those manually go down. And then from here, you can get a good idea of the storage space with the second row up. Once again, pretty useful size, really good in here. We have these two buttons for the left and right seating. I go ahead and press them. You can just take your hand off. Those seats are gonna automatically come all the way backwards. And then pressing it again, we are now able to fold them nice and flat. So it's all automatic, which is nice. There is a red strap in there to manually do that. But now we can get a better idea of all the storage space you're gonna get. They're gonna fold down nice and flat. There's those manual straps if needed. And as you can tell, this is a pretty roomy car. One of my favorite things about it for sure is just how comfortable and nice this is to drive. Now the price tag is a lot. I mean, you're talking out the door with taxes, dealer fees, things like that. This is $80,000 out the door all day long. That's a lot of money, especially when a Mercedes GLS, BMW X7, I mean, you're in that category. More on the basic side from those brands, not the crazy top of the line ones, but still, you're able to get a nice Mercedes or Beamer for this money. And if you're buying a car that's 80 grand, you're not settling, so you better be demanding a very nice car to be in. I will say you do get all of that. The only drawbacks I would say is I wish they kind of added more of the seat material to the dash, to the top of the doors. That extra bit of premium feeling I think would go a long way. Other than that, this is a cool place to be. So many options, so many features that you don't even get on some of the luxury brands are really cool. Obviously the turn signal cameras, things like that. This is nice. And being electric, I think electric kind of goes well with luxury vehicles, especially if it's not like a performance luxury vehicle. but the quietness, the comfort, the smooth acceleration, we're just in the normal mode right now. I mean, this is so quiet. You don't hear anything. You don't feel any road bumps. The suspension is amazing in this. I compared this to the Hyundai Santa Fe, which is kind of its gas version. This suspension absorbs everything. This is a really, really nice car to ride in. It drives so smooth. If we go into sport mode, you know, there's quicker throttle response. It's not crazy fast. However, for being 6,000 pounds, it moves very well. This will get up to speed, no issue. It's no slouch for sure. It is a cool family SUV. If we'll tone it back down just into eco or normal mode, it's relaxing. You know, you have the massage seat buttons, they pop up. You have a few different ways you can do it. Of course, all the features and everything like that for heated and ventilated seating. Visibility is really good. Huge windshield, great mirrors. Of course, I love the camera. Over your right and left shoulder, visibility is really good too. And one of my favorite things with Hyundais and Kias is their cruise control and lane keeping is one of the best out there. When you're on cruise control, it works so well to just drive this car and literally let it be an autonomous car. So it should be able to pick up the lanes on this road once I get back into the center. But it is a really good place to be. And I don't know, it's got the luxury aspect to it for the money, which you're spending a lot of money. You're not settling buying an $80,000 vehicle. You have a lot of options. So you better be getting something really nice. And this feels like a pretty cool car to be in. It's comfortable, it's roomy. I can get the seat in a pretty good place. You're not able to mess with the leg rest while driving, but that is cool just to give yourself a little bit more support on those long road trips, obviously until you run out of charge and need to charge it again. But, you know, this is a pretty good family SUV for driving around town, things like that. Obviously, electric cars in general, long distance aren't really too practical. But for the family, you know, picking up the kids from school, just going day-to-day stuff like that with the family, this definitely is a pretty good around town electric family car. So my honest thoughts now with the EV9 Sport Mode. It is nice to drive the electric cars like this around town. I do enjoy the sportiness of the acceleration. This thing's quick. You know, with the all-wheel drive and everything, it gets up to speed. It's fun to just zip. And it's cool being a huge, heavy, I mean, this weighs as much as a Tundra. I mean, it's a heavy car. But being that you can accelerate so quickly, it's cool that this can offer that. You're getting a nice to drive vehicle. It is incredibly comfortable and smooth. The suspension absorbs bumps. Great visibility, good use of materials overall. The things you touch and feel are really nice. Just wouldn't mind more of the dash and upper section of the interior to have that premium feeling, just to really say, yep, this is an $80,000 car. But it's cool. It's got so much technology and so many features that even the luxury brands don't have. And yes, if I got a Mercedes GLS for the same money, I probably wouldn't have ventilated rear seats and probably wouldn't even have the panoramic roof in back either. So I get it, there are features in this, and Kia does a really good job selling themselves on feature-heavy vehicles. And they do that. They have things in this that you don't get on cars at this price. It's just, there are other competitors that might be cooler brand names. But overall, I am impressed with it as a vehicle. For being a third row, that isn't the biggest thing. It's not a Suburban, and yet it's truly practical, which is nice. It has the good speaker system, the good storage, the ambient lighting looks cool. So there's a lot going for it to where, yeah, it's a up there in price electric three-row SUV, and it makes sense in a lot of regards. It is so smooth to drive though. So I think my takeaway on this, it's got a lot of amazing features, great sizing, really good performance, really good ride quality and comfort. These seats are amazing. So yeah, if you're looking for a three-row electric car, this is definitely something to look at. You just have to be the buyer that's totally okay not having a luxury brand on your steering wheel and going for this instead, which again is fine. Different buyers, different tastes, different desires, all good there. Just depends on what you want, but Kia did make a solid car. So good job, Kia. This is cool. Anyways, that is it for my thoughts on the new EV9. I do like it. It's been fun to drive it around. It's cool. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and we'll see you all in the next video.